Hello, every meowie. It's the last Purr's day of the month, so it's time for Warrior Chats. I'm Taylor Felicity. I'm here with Melanie Andrews and Zay. We are millennials who didn't read the Warrior Cats books as kids, but we're reading them now to see how it changes us. And before we get into the discussion of the book, we have some top of the podcast business to take care of. First, I'll throw it over to Zay.
Yeah. So this episode this month is dedicated to a friend and a friend's cat who I found out passed away earlier today. Her name was Lucy, and she is with StarClan now, looking down on us all. She lived a very good life with her two legs, and she will be loved and missed forever. Lucy is in our hearts.
In our hearts and with StarClan now. Also, we like to start every episode with some pro-library propaganda. We always get our books or audiobooks or ebooks from the library. This time I got the other version for the first time. I've been reading, I think this is like the newer edition. Unrelated to Warrior Cats, but I did find out, I think last month, that my library had access to Canopy, which isn't Warrior Cats, but it does have a lot of movies and documentaries and things. I think that's relatively new, maybe, because I remember looking one time before and my library didn't have it yet. So yeah, check your library every so often, your electronic assets, I guess, and see if you have Libby, Overdrive, Canopy, Hoopla, all that kind of stuff, because it does change up every once in a while.
It does. Those things change. That's actually relevant to me this month. Usually I like to read the physical copy as well, but I could not get a hold of it because both of our copies in my system were checked out.
Popular.
Popular. The people are reading. I'm gonna assume it's followers of ours.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wanting to read along.
Yeah, we are popping off.
But yeah, I couldn't get a hold of the physical copies, so I also couldn't get a hold of the ebook copies on Libby or Hoopla. They were both checked out. So I had to do the e-audiobook from Hoopla this month.
Oh, excited. So, I'm so excited for you to be able to talk about these voices with me.
Oh, I have
There is one character who is not on here not in the book very, very long, and their voice is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I won't get into it too much. There are a lot of those voices. We'll get into it later. I have strong opinions on the voice work.
Melanie, do you want to?
So exciting for anybody who watched last stream. We actually, this is huge. Our first merch has actually dropped. Just let me know when I'm in frame.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's visible to everyone.
Fuck me while I'm lucid. It's in the shops now.
And by in the shops, do you mean if you custom order it?
You have to go to Bummers and order your own custom pair, but they'll do it. They won't say no.
They won't say,
They can't stop
ill-advised.
We shouldn't print this. We don't get a cut of it. It's merch in the loosest sense in that anything we say, you could have a company custom printed onto an item of clothing.
Listen, it was either this or a crop top, and this is the first thing I got to. And somehow it got here before this the stream. I ordered it not very long ago.
That's so
Absolutely
great.
Wild.
I guess I'll have to get the crop top then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what do I get? Stickers, I guess. Also,
The full outfit.
I have to make my first public apology, which isn't really an apology because I didn't actually do anything wrong.
Well, we'll let the internet decide that.
No, we're not gonna let the internet decide. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, we come to my next segment, TikTalk. which is we talk about. I edit and post clips to TikTok. We talk about them. So last episode, I was shipping White Storm and Blue Star. Not thinking anything of it. I am just talking about it. There are two cats. He was very affectionate to her. I post this clip to TikTok because I think it's funny. And the first comment, I actually should have pulled it up. Zay mentions it being unethical because Blue Star is like so out of it. The first comment that I get is just like it is unethical because White Storm is Blue Star's nephew, who she raised as like her child, basically. Which I didn't know. They haven't fucking said this in these books. Apparently you only find this out if you read Blue Star's Super Edition. That's because it has like her backstory and stuff.
Spoilers for a future episode.
Spoilers, which I mean, I will say
I think it's worth it to get into it.
I think it's worth it that people warned me, so I didn't. Who knows when we're gonna read that Super Edition?
Mila has redeemed in chat, highlighting their message. Cats don't care about incest, and I would like to say, yes, they don't. The fact that she raised him, that's bad. But also, what cat nephew? As if a cat nephew hasn't fucked their aunt before. Okay.
Yeah. I think it is confusing because the books do treat a lot of things like how cats really are, but then some things, like, I think in the books, if that happened, the other cats would be horrified, even though cats in real life wouldn't care or understand or know. In my defense, some people said that the authors probably didn't even have them being related in mind when they wrote these books. And also, before Blue Star Super Edition, a lot of people shipped them. So the only thing that I did wrong is not know that they were related, and it's because I hadn't been told. I'm not shipping them anymore. I don't think they fucked. I don't hope they fucked. I just...
I'm gonna get real loose with shipping cats now. I'm gonna ship them all the time.
Someone in the comments,
I didn't read it yet. How would I know?
Someone in the comments did say best not to ship any cats because a lot of them end up being related.
Ship all cats.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Don't ship.
How could be wrong if they're all shipped, huh?
They're all related to Leopard Clan or whatever.
Tiger Clan? Lion
They
Clan?
said Lion, Tiger, Bear Clan.
Leopard. There's not a Bear Clan, right? Wait, no, that's a separate thing.
It's a separate
That's a separate series.
Yeah. Two other things in comments I just wanted to say really quick. One, Buppy today commented, because I posted the video today where we were talking about Star Clan. If we think they're real, I think Star Clan's fucked up and like maybe kind of evil. Buppy commented, I think it's more like StarClan knows the future and is making an active choice not to warn cats to punish them. So the fact that, we'll talk about this more, I guess, but the fact that StarClan was warning ThunderClan about all this stuff, whereas like Blue Star kind of was going like StarClan is making this happen, which I guess is not really how it is in the books.
Huh.
You were gonna say something, Melanie. It looked like.
Oh, no.
Oh. Okay. And then we talked about fan fiction like a couple episodes ago, and Cascade Fox mentioned that at some point we should read a fanfic called Star Kit's Prophecy, which she called the My Immortal of Warrior Cats.
So fucking excited.
I want to read this so bad. I don't know what it might spoil, if anything.
Yeah, we'll need to figure out when in the canon it was written.
That's the only reason I did not read that as soon as I saw it in the notes.
Yeah, immediately looking it up. Also, really quick while we're talking about audience stuff, Brian LeBurge and Whale Shark Galaxy, thank you both so much for the follow. I want to shout that out while we're in between things.
Hell yeah.
I think that's all the TikTok
Taylor,
stuff.
real quick, have you read My Immortal?
I've read parts of it. I don't know if I ever read like the whole thing. I'm not a big
think
fanfic person, to be honest.
Well, the
So I haven't
best
read a lot
part
of
about it
fanfic.
was the notes at the top every single entry of her just being like, "I get it," just like writing
Oh,
to her haters. It was so
yeah.
good.
I did.
Ugh.
Mila's calling me out. I did not mention Mila canonically first in chat, so thank you, Mila. Canonically first in chat.
Thank you. How could you forget?
How could I forget? I'm really scattered today. I said that one. I was like 5 minutes late for call or actually I think almost like 10 minutes late for call time, which I never am. Um. Anyway, Zay, take it away with the book recap.
Yeah, let's get right into it because we got a lot once again. And also, once again, the prologue of this book is determined to set up the plot of the book. This time it's about a pack of dogs that some two lakes have brought into the forest. That night, they pick up the scent of cats, and led by an unnamed leader dog, they escape into the forest, driven only by the desire to kill. I have thoughts on this. I'll talk about it later.
I have thoughts on this as well.
We then return to exactly where we last left Fireheart and ThunderClan at the gathering where Tiger Star has just been introduced as the new leader of Shadow Clan. Fireheart decides not to tell the other clans what Tiger Star did to get kicked out of ThunderClan. And he also thinks that maybe Tiger Star might be a good leader now that its ambitions have been fulfilled. So maybe this is not a plot contrivance and Fireheart is just stupid.
Sorry, time
also,
out. Taylor, in your soundboard, do you have like a fart noise, like a fart noise you use a lot when we're talking about
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah. I'll do more sound effects this time, everybody. I'll do more. I'll remember I have a soundboard.
Predictably, Blue Star's going to take this news very poorly. A couple of days after this, a patrol finds a stretch of grass pushed down and pigeon feathers everywhere, plus the smell and the dirt of a dog. Fireheart thinks it must just be a single dog who's probably already left the forest, even when Cinderpelt tells him about the mysterious dream that Star Clan sent her, where a dark force kept chanting pack and kill. Neither one of them can decipher what this might mean, because it's only chapter 3.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Honestly, when that was happening, and he's like, "I'm not really interested in this." It's very clear vision that you had.
It was egregious in this one. It was really egregious in this one.
It was maddening.
Rough. It's rough. A few quick hits over the next few days. Fireheart still hates Tiger Star's kits, this time because they roughhouse when they play. But then he thinks it's about time they became apprentices, and the current apprentices should become warriors. But Blue Star decides that any hat mentored by one of Tiger Star's old buddies should not become a warrior, which only leaves Cloudpaw. And Fireheart is smart enough to know that that would look like favoritism. Cinderpelt goes to the Moonstone to get her powers from Star Clan. We find out Nightstar never got his 9 lives from Star Clan. They speculate because Broken Tail was still alive. Fireheart also dreams of Spotted Leaf, but feels like she's pulling away from
sorry. I was just looking at all my things to see what ones I had.
Just run
no, there's a lot.
That one feels connected enough, I think, because the other thing we find out is Crooked Star, the River Clan leader, is on his last life, so he might want to be running as well.
Yeah.
We learned this last one from Graystripe, who visits to say that Tiger Star came to see River Clan's leader and deputy, obviously for something nefarious. Mistyfoot interrupts them to ask if they've seen Greypool, who's disappeared. They split up to look for her, and Fireheart spots her near the river, but not before Tiger Star does. She mistakes the Shadow Clan leader for the long-dead Oakheart and starts babbling to him about the Thunder Clan kits he brought her so many years ago. We know that these are Blue Star's kits, Mistyfoot and Stonefur, but before Greypool can reveal this to Tiger Star, she returns to Lucidity, tries to run away, and falls to her death. First dead cat. When Mistyfoot and Greypool arrive, Fireheart does not tell them about Tiger Star because this will somehow reveal Blue Star's secret. Whatever. A lot of ThunderClan's patrols and hunting groups keep finding fresh signs of dog and dead rabbits, but they continue to assume it's a single dog, except for Blue Star, who is convinced that it's WindClan hunting on their territory. Before Fireheart gets a chance to convince her otherwise, a random hawk appears and snatches a deaf kit from the camp.
Name the kit. Name the kit.
I'll get into this later. Blue Star takes this as an omen and decides StarClan is at war with ThunderClan. Lucid, she is not. A few days later, Blue Star leads a group to the next gathering, where signs of frost are appearing. Crooked Star has passed, and Leopard Star has become the new River Clan leader. Gray Stripe whispers to Fireheart that Leopard Star is planning to take Sunning Rocks from ThunderClan. Blue Star announces that WindClan is hunting on their territory, but WindClan insists that they've found rabbit remains and that ThunderClan is hunting on their territory. Blue Star also tells everyone she's pissed at StarClan because the only joy she has left is making bold announcements and stunning everyone. Back at camp,
iconic to me. I agree with her.
I mean, truly, it's not going well, but
I mean, who can blame at this point? Who can blame her for hating God?
If you got a brand, double down on it. You know?
Go for it. Back at camp, Blue Star is all set on attacking WindClan at dawn. Fireheart is unable to change her mind, and arguing with her only convinces her that Fireheart is also a traitor. Fireheart is unsure what to do until Spotted Leaf and the ghostly presence of Yellowfang appear to Fireheart in a dream, show him Sunning Rocks, and tell him this is where a battle will not be fought, and this is where blood will not be spilled. Fireheart sneaks off to WindClan, though on the way he interrupts Darkstripe, bringing Tiger Star's kits to see their dad so he can talk to them. Fireheart is able to convince WindClan's leader, Tall Star, to try and talk to Blue Star, but only after he suggests using the best boy, Ravenpaw, as a neutral messenger. With this, they're able to talk Blue Star into a truce, though she deduces that Fireheart was the one who went to WindClan. She now believes that StarClan is punishing her for giving up her kits, and her punishment is becoming leader, but her cat's betraying her. She also
Religious
says Fireheart...
OCD queen.
I feel like I was hammering it home in this recap, but it is literally like every other chapter where Blue Star is like, they're a traitor, and everyone in my clan is a traitor, and this is StarClan's punishment.
She's like the final boss of religious trauma, I feel like.
Yeah. As part of that trauma, she says Fireheart's punishment is that she will do nothing so that he becomes leader of a clan of traitors.
Brutal.
Yeah. In the middle of that night, Fireheart is awakened by Cinderpelt, who can't find Blue Star until she returns to the camp looking terrible. She went to High Stones to speak to StarClan and challenge them, and says they came to her but didn't explain themselves. However, they did tell her that there is an evil loose in the forest, speaking of a pack and saying it would bring more death and destruction than the forest had ever seen before. Absolute dumbass Fireheart doesn't see how a dog could do that much damage, and thinks maybe pack refers to Shadow Clan. Blue Star tells Fireheart to do what he wants because it doesn't matter. Later on, when she's feeling better, Blue Star decides to lead a patrol, and they head out to Sunning Rocks, only to find Leopard Star and a bunch of River Clan cats there, claiming it as theirs. Fireheart sends Swiftpaw back to camp to get more warriors, but the battle breaks out before he can get back. Eventually, during the fight, Gray Stripe alerts Fireheart to the fact that Blue Star is quartered by Mistyfoot and Stonefur. She's unwilling to fight her children and is going to get her ass handed to her until Fireheart reveals to them that she's their mother, which Blue Star confirms. The ThunderClan backup finally arrives, giving them the edge they need, especially when Gray Stripe saves his boyfriend from Leopard Star and gets kicked out of RiverClan for it. On the way out, Mistyfoot and Stonefur are furious at Blue Star, which breaks her down even further, and she even has a meltdown in front of her clan. She does say that Gray Stripe can rejoin ThunderClan, but only because he's a traitor in a clan of traitors, which is incorrect and dumb, but a sick burn.
Gray Stripe is a traitor. Probably the only actual traitor in ThunderClan at this point. Well, no, Darkstripe is also a traitor.
Yes, that's the thing. The rest of the clan is not traitor.
Yeah.
Gray Stripe's betrayal is... I mean, more betrayed River Clan at this point.
Yeah. But still a traitor, I would say. But he also slept
Fair
with
enough.
someone from another clan, which is traitorous.
Well, so did Blue Star, so...
Yeah, I don't know if
Well,
that makes you a
she's the
traitor. I think
main
he makes
traitor.
him not loyal. And I don't think you're necessarily automatically a traitor. I don't know. Is that by definition?
He's a traitor to River Clan for sure, which does make him a traitor.
Yeah.
I don't think he's necessarily a traitor to Thunder Clan. But he is disloyal.
Yeah. But hey, he's back in ThunderClan now.
Yeah.
Blue Star eventually decides Cloudpaw should become a warrior and renames him Cloudtail, but she still won't let the other apprentices have that honor, which causes a lot of tension in the clan. It backfires the next morning when Dustpelt and Fernpaw come to Fireheart and tell him that Swiftpaw and Brightpaw were really mad about not being made warriors, and so decided to prove themselves by finding out what's killing all the prey in the forest. Fireheart, Cloudtail, and the others head to Snake Rocks, where they first find the scent of cats, dogs, and blood, followed by the bodies of Swiftpaw and Brightpaw. The latter is barely alive, missing an eye, and all she can get out is pack, kill. Cloudtail, who is in love with Brightpaw, blames this on Fireheart for the cats not being made warriors. They summon Blue Star, who does do a ritual that makes a dying apprentice into a warrior before they die, but names her fucking Lost Face.
At least she should have called her Half Face, because she didn't lose her whole face.
She does have...
She has half a face. Yeah, she has...
fucked up.
She's missing an eye and an ear, so she still has another of each. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, waiting for the now renamed Lost Face to recover and tell them more, Fireheart takes on Bramblekit as an apprentice and requests that Blue Star name Brackenfur as Tawnykit's mentor, not letting Sandstorm be a mentor to one of Tiger Star's kits because he's worried it'll put her in danger. Fuck Brackenfur, I guess.
Your sister already almost died. You can...
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Killed or injured.
As long as my girlfriend's safe. Fireheart does tell the kits that what their dad did to get kicked out of ThunderClan, as per their mother's request. There are a lot of gatherings in this book, and at the next one, Tiger Star requests that ThunderClan give over his kits because ThunderClan has been losing kits and they're not safe there. Blue Star tries to argue this, but says she'll decide at the next gathering. After this, Spotted Leaf appears once again in a dream and tells Fireheart not to forget the enemy who never sleeps. Right after this, Longtail comes and wordly tells Fireheart he smelled Tiger Star at Snake Rocks, and that he smelled him before, which makes Fireheart angry he didn't say anything earlier and convinced to trap, until Cinderpelt tells him he sounds exactly like Blue Star right now. Longtail also tells Whitestorm there are dogs, a whole pack, living at Snake Rocks. He says Tiger Star has been feeding the dogs rabbits at the caves there. At dawn, they go to Snake Rocks and realize the story checks out. Tiger Star has been leaving a trail of dead rabbits, trying to lead the dogs to the ThunderClan camp. Even if they move the rabbits now, the scent is there. Tiger Star even killed and left Brindleface, so the dogs can get a taste for cats. Fireheart tells the clan what's going on and makes a plan. The clan will go to Sunning Rocks and hide in the trees, while Fireheart and some warriors will set up a sort of relay race of cats to lead the dogs to the gorge, hoping they'll fall in and drown. Darkstripe tries to sneak away with Tiger Star's kits once again, but Fireheart catches him. Tiger Star might want to find some sneakier allies. Fireheart fills in Blue Star and convinces her to lead the clan to Sunning Rocks. They set the plan in motion and it's working great until the dogs get close to Fireheart, the last cat in line, and Tiger Star attacks. The dogs show up, Tiger Star runs. The lead dog attacks Fireheart and he cries out to StarClan for help. But it's not StarClan that comes to the rescue, but Blue Star, who knocks the lead dog and two others into the river, but gets dragged in herself. Fireheart leaps in to make a daring rescue, but he fails and is about to drown until Mistyfoot and Stonefur show up and save them both. Graystripe appears being chased by Tiger Star, but together the group of cats are able to hold him off. Blue Star wakes up long enough to apologize to her kits for giving them away, and they forgive her. Her injuries are too great, but before her 9th life leaves her, Blue Star tells Fireheart she always knew he was the fire that would save the clan. She says he'll make a great fire star, the light of his clan.
I'm tearing up.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Blue Star. We've had our qualms, but I do ultimately like her. I think she just went insane, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I got really choked up when, as soon as she came in to like save the day and knock the dogs in the water, I was
When
like,
she when she barreled into that dog, like Fireheart was about to die, and
yeah,
she's so brave and strong. Oh my god.
I have feelings about it. I talked about it last book too, but I do like the tragedy of Blue Star a little bit more in this book.
yeah,
And it feels inevitable. It has for a few books, but I think that just adds to it.
I think in a previous book, one of your notes, Taylor, was that you just wanted to like take Blue Star home and take care of her.
yeah,
And I felt that so strong in this book. Like early on, I just wanted to like pick her up and be like, "Oh, it's okay, honey.
yeah.
No one's a traitor here. No one's gonna betray you."
She's just a cat.
The oh fuck. If let's talk Blue Star up top, and then we'll go into some other stuff. Then if we're already talking about this,
Yeah. Let's talk about Blue Star. Also, we have not addressed or acknowledged. I just realized that Say is wearing ears.
yeah. These are not her ears, though.
Yeah.
They are borrowed.
Living on borrowed ears.
Eventually they'll be swapped out with some more fitting ones.
They better. Bespoke ears.
Yeah.
A part that really got me when it comes to like feeling that way about Blue Star, when she is being cornered by her kids and Fireheart jumps down to like reveal who she is to them. After that whole encounter, when they're like about to part ways, she's like, well, now that you know, like, we'll figure out like you coming to see me. And like, she's like really excited that they finally know. And they're like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. What are you talking about? And just like how devastated, like the fall from that. Oh my God, it really was a gut punch. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah. It's rough. I still have some of my complaints from the previous books holds. But this book does do well to show you why Blue Star would reach this point. Like,
yeah,
everything in this book is hit after hit on her. Like, she's got it rough.
Yeah. I'm really interested to read her super edition. I forget what it's called. It's called like Blue Star's Prophecy or something. But it's like kind of her life before she became like Blue Star. I think her name was Blue Fur before. And some people have like commented on TikToks that like she didn't trust the cat that trained Tiger Star, which is why she didn't want him to become the clan. No, that's not right. I don't remember. There's some stuff that kind of makes more sense about like why she trusted Tiger Star and why she was so devastated by his betrayal. So I don't know. I'm interested to read that because I feel like it'll make her character make a little bit more sense. This is a little bit of a tangent, but one of my gripes with this book, which I may have put this as a hiss and I'm just saying it too early, but this book was another one where all of a sudden the cat was old. Like, I don't think Crooked Tail was mentioned. Is that his name? No, Crooked Star. Sorry. I get all of, no, Crooked Star's dead. No, who's dead? Who was the old Shadow Clan leader?
Shadow Clan leader, Broken Tail Star, and then Crooked. I think.
Okay. Yeah. So Crooked Star, I don't remember him being described as old. And then in this one, all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, Crooked Star's like pretty old. He's probably gonna die as soon as he's on his last life. That also happened, I think, with Night Star. Like, I can't remember that one for sure, but Blue Star definitely, like, was kind of just. In the first book, it seemed like she was older, but then all of a sudden it's like, she's an elderly cat. And that, like, keeps happening, I feel like.
I think it feels like they don't want like young leaders. They're like, that would be too sad. So a leader is about to die because we need a
Yeah.
drama. So a cat, that leader is old.
Yeah.
He's old. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because yes, something we just don't get descriptions of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it in detail, but it is like suddenly, oh, they're old. They're on their last life.
Yeah. I don't remember Crooked Star being described as old. Night Star maybe was. Sorry, Melanie, you were going to say something.
Last book, that's when Blue Star started to seem older.
Yeah.
But in this one, there's a specific point right at the end when they're making their plan to lead the dogs away, where Fireheart is telling Blue Star what to do, like to go to Sunning Rocks with the rest of the clan and with the elders. And she's like, I think she says specifically, she's like, go to Sunning Rock with like an elder.
Yeah.
And it's like, bitch, you are. What are you talking about?
You are an elder. Yeah.
What's up?
I wish that it seems like the cats are kind of the leaders are kind of like Supreme Court justices where there's not really, except for maybe a little worse, there's not really a way for them to just leave office and be like, I'm old now, I can't really do this job. They just have to die. They just have to die in office, which Supreme Court justices can retire. Arguably, they can be kicked out, although, not to get into it too much, but there are some who should be and seemingly can't be. But yeah, I just wish that the cats had, like, a way they could, like, vote out the leaders when they seem too old. Like, it seems like the leaders are very reluctant to relinquish power even when they're too old and there's no recourse. The rest of the group just has to wait for them to die.
Well, I wonder, because they theorized that Nightstar didn't get 9 lives, maybe because Broken Tail was still alive. So it does imply this is like the first time that
that's true.
A leader has been named without the previous leader being dead. So I wonder if it is like, you can't have a cat running around with like 5 lives.
Yeah.
Not being the leader.
Oh.
Maybe it's part of the belief.
Yeah, I guess that's true because they usually do die. So like if they lost their leader status, maybe they just would die because they wouldn't have 9 lives anymore. I don't know.
Oh, whoa. Speaking of the warrior code, we actually got specifically a warrior code rule said by Tiger Star. A leader's word is law. I believe he's the one who said it, right? Which, a little hypocritical from him because that's why he tried to coup Blue Star because he didn't agree with her word.
Yeah, he is a fascist, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, he is a liar and a fascist. So we got that as being part of the warrior code. Also, speaking of the warrior code, Mouse Fur says this thing that I found interesting, where she says, the warrior code isn't something you stick to just when you feel like it. And I appreciate that conviction, but also I fucking wish the authors felt the same way because they really don't write like that at all.
That's true. I wonder if it's because that's one of those things where like people are hypocritical or people hold things differently. So like Mouse Fur's conviction is I stick to the code even when it's not convenient, whereas other cats, that's just not how they personally act. And Blue Star seemed so permissive up until she kind of lost her mind. And then when she lost her mind, she was still permissive just because she was like, I don't care. So I don't know. And maybe in other clans it's different. It does kind of, it seems like, oh, you broke the code, you gotta lick an old cat's butt or something. Which I guess is pretty bad. That is
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, you know what? I take it back. Actually, I think that is pretty bad. I'm trying to think of something. If someone someone is punishing me something that would be much worse than that, that I would still live.
I don't know. I think being punished to pick bugs off of a bunch of elderly people would that be a pretty rough punishment as a human. So like,
yeah, and they have to do it with their mouths.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa. I hate that. I mean, her most recent punishment was just to be like, I'm gonna do nothing and you're gonna be leader. Let that sink in.
Like, whoa, what a horrible punishment.
Yeah, rough. Oh no.
Your punishment
That's what
is
Tigerstar killed for.
Your punishment is you're gonna be president one day.
Well, I don't want to be a war criminal.
Sorry. You have to be.
Gotta be.
Let's talk about the dogs, because I think we all have stuff to say about these dogs.
A thing you missed out, Taylor, by not hearing the audiobook is the performance of the dogs' lines was kind of like barked out, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed that.
That's great.
That part was very good. Can I, not to interrupt you again as well, Taylor, but can I just talk quickly about how the dogs can not count above 4, but do know the word compound?
Yeah, the dog writing was very inconsistent. So literally the first thing I wrote down for this book was starting with dogs and then a bunch of question marks. And then I wrote dogs are here and they're dumb. Because the dogs were just like, all they could say is pack, kill, dig, here. Like they only know, like they say like single syllable words. Also, okay. It seemed at one point, I didn't write this down. At one point, I think Cinderpaw or Cinderpelt, I can't remember his names anymore. Cinderpelt said that she like heard them, but she couldn't understand what they were saying because they were speaking dog language. Somebody at some point said they're speaking dog language. I don't know it. But then later, people would say like pack. And I was like, well, maybe they don't understand what pack means because it's a dog word. And so that's why they're being like so dumb about this. But then you'd think that they would say pack. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Because cats are called clans. They're not called packs. Then when Lost Face was like dying and said pack, pack, kill, kill, I was like, is she fucking barking right now? or is she saying these words in the cat language? I don't know what's happening. Do they understand what's being said? Do they not understand? Does she understand dog language and so she's translating it? It was so inconsistent and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Why does Fireheart, seemingly it's never occurred to him in his life that there could be multiple dogs, even though they know there's dogs, they know there's a dog, they know there's pack, they've seen these visions. I'm like, what does he think is happening? In his mind, he's like, dogs are singular creatures and there's only one that exists in the world. Like,
he keeps insisting that dogs don't run in packs, that they only see singular dogs in the forest. And even though they keep finding fresh dog shit, he's like, it must have already left. This time, the dog definitely left. What the fuck?
He also can't conceive. Okay, sorry, this just occurred to me. The whole thing with him is that he ran away from the 2 legs and now lives in the woods. And when they're like, oh, there's a dog loose in the woods, he's like, dogs are only ever with the 2 legs. I was like, you ran away from the 2 legs? You don't think a dog could do that? Like, you don't think a dog could slip off its leash? That's never happened in this forest before? What the hell?
Also, I allude to it in my recap, but it really bugs me that they made that the prologue. This might almost work if they made it like a mystery where there is like something's killing prey, something's happening. We're finding signs of dogs, but it can't be a pack of dogs, right? But like, what's this dream about pack? But no, we know exactly what it is from the beginning. And so we just get 20 chapters of Fireheart being like, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what it could be. It must be Shadow Clan.
Actually, talking about this right now, I'm not really sure how Tiger Star got all of this pack to. I guess he just like found where they were sheltering and then started to try to train them that way.
That's how I took it, because otherwise it would be hard for him to get them to like go to that specific place. So I took it as opportunistic, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a super edition that's like Tiger Star actually can speak dog, and he had a dog friend when he was a kid, and so he can communicate with them. I don't know.
The implication, at least from what I read, was definitely that he happened to find where they were spending it, because we don't see him like he's not hanging out with the dogs. He is like leaving a trail.
Yeah. And jumping out of the way after, like they say, like he drops the rabbit and then jumps up onto Snake Rocks.
Right.
What the hell are all these freaking Thunder Clan patrols for if they're like, yeah, there's a Shadow Clan cat coming and going whenever he pleases. Okay.
Did none of them? No clan went over there. Nobody poked around that way. Like months. We know the gatherings happen every full moon.
Yeah.
And we go through 3 of them. So we start with 1, and there are at least 3. So there are at least 2 months pass in this book. And the dogs are just hanging out there, and none of the cats run into them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange.
It's wild. Taylor, I think you take better notes than me from what you said about writing about the beginning of the book, because you wrote dogs are here and they're dumb. I put OMG dog stuff.
I also, this is dog adjacent. So there is a scene where Fireheart and Princess and Cloudtail, I think, see the Two Legs looking for the dogs and like calling out for them. And the Two Legs are described as stomping around with their paws, which I would like. I like when the cats are like, this is how we know things. Except for cats.
They said legs,
they say feet. Yeah, there are tons of cats that are named like something foot, like Misty Foot. So I don't understand why they're called paws. The cats know that feet exist. I don't know. I did like that they called the clothes pelts, though. I thought that was fun. They're all wearing matching blue pelts. Which was
every time they show up, they like describe things from the human world. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Who do we think that these people are? Policemen?
I thought maybe they like worked for the tree cutting plant, and maybe that place had some dogs. I couldn't quite figure out what they were supposed to be.
It was kind of, I got the implication they were there because of the fire. But I also don't know why they would have had a pack of dogs with
blue
them.
Pelts. Like, what's that about?
I took it as like they like jumpsuits or something. Like they were all wearing like, which sometimes people who do like machinery or like cut down trees and stuff will just wear, whatever, like a boiler suit or whatever. Yeah, I couldn't tell. It seems odd to me that a tree cutting facility would have a yard full of dogs. But I also thought maybe they could be at the there's like the junkyard or like the dump or whatever, but that seems so far away from where the dogs ended up and not near Tree Cut Place. So I don't know what it was.
We have like 40 minutes left. Do we want to like power through some of our notes real quick?
Yeah.
I know we have similar things to talk about.
How do you feel about Gorsepaw?
The dumbest voice in the whole entire
really?
book.
Well. The voice is dumb. I'm not going to argue that. The dumbest?
You think Gray Stripe?
Gray Stripes is so bad.
Gray Stripe,
no wonder you fucking hated him.
Because I wrote a note down.
Go ahead. Has like an accent and like a dumb accent and like a little lisp, and it's so hard to take.
I told you. I tried to tell you.
I know.
I wrote a note down of like in his voice being like, "How about a little kithie, Fireheart? How about I get a little kithie from you, Fireheart?"
It's so bad. No wonder during the whole like him cheating on his clan arc, you hated him, because I can't imagine hearing that voice be like, "But I just love her so much."
Yes.
I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yes.
It's
insufferable.
So bad. It makes it hard to ship them, first of all. Also, though, his voice is one of the most egregious. It does sound like half of the cats in this book are doing a bad Jersey accent.
Huh.
Jersey or Philly. Some of them sound specifically like a really bad Rocky Balboa impression.
That's so interesting. I did not get that. Maybe we were listening to different ones.
The first thing that
Two
came
people
to mind.
did the same gray stripe voice. They're different, even though they're different.
Yeah, who's the narrator on yours?
McLeod Andrews. It's the same one.
Okay.
Ray Liotta.
But it's all of the like minor. It's like Gorsepaw. It's these cats that show up for like 2 lines, and I'm like, but the voice that he goes to is like, I don't know. I can't take it. That and bad. So many of the female cats are like shrilly high.
Oh, I hate that.
Blue Star is fine actually, because he just kind of pitches his voice up for Blue Star. It's pretty good, but so many of the other ones, he makes them sound like hysterical because they're pitched up so high. It just doesn't work for me.
It's mostly when they're younger kids. I've found he'll do like higher pitched voices. He's actually that's something I've enjoyed about his performance is the way that the voices change as they're aging up. Like you can kind of tell the passage of time because of that, which is fun.
That's very cool. I haven't seen that because I've only listened to the one, but yeah, just some of them. It's not like egregious, but there were just a couple that really got to me and great, where I was just like, I think if I was reading the book, the physical copy of the book, I would get a different impression of the character than I do when reading the book, which makes a lot of the female characters I felt like came off poorly.
Yeah, I haven't from listening to it for this is the 5th book, 6th book, 5th book.
5th book. Yeah.
I haven't really gotten the impression that McLeod's doing like I'm a woman kind of voice. I don't think that's what they're doing.
It's not there on all of them. Like I said, Blue Stars is good. Cinderpelt's good. Most of the ones that show up like on a regular basis are good. But when it is a cat who's showing up for like a couple lines,
I feel like I missed some stuff because I was trying to power through. Did Ravenpaw get to talk at all in this book? I know they went and got him. Did he actually? Did we hear him talk?
Does, but I don't. I remember you talking about his voice. I don't remember it clicking with me. I will say, Stonefur's voice. I had to sit down. It's good.
And that's why you're wearing ears for this.
You listen. If you like Stonefur's voice, you're gonna love Ravenpaw's voice.
Stonefur's is good. He's got a good voice. I'm telling you, some of the voices are very good. Some of them I was like, I can't take this.
There's just like so many cats that I feel like it would be a struggle to like I don't know. I can do like 6 voices and 3 of them are annoying.
Cloud's pretty good at it. There was a point towards the end where there's a scene that Fireheart is in, and it's some other male cat that's with him, and he starts to do Fireheart's voice for this other cat, and then but I think realizes it and doesn't want to do another take and kind of like shifts into a different voice, which was an interesting thing to notice.
I think both of you have stuff about disability, so maybe we should talk about that next.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to pick and choose. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, first, real quick, just because we were talking about Ravenpaw, can I say that Ravenpaw does show up briefly? I do love that it seems to be in his contract that they have to describe him as sleek, muscular, and very fit.
Yeah.
That confirmed bachelor life is treating him well. We don't get a lot of gay content in this, I will say. There's a few things, but the last book really got a lot. This one, not so much. Mel, I think you had a couple you wanted to talk about. I will say, I feel like there's a possible polycule being set up in that everybody hates when Graystripe comes back. all of the ThunderClan is like, he sucks. We don't want to let him back in. Sandstorm's like, I'm glad he's back. He's great.
He makes my boyfriend happy.
Right? It has that vibe. Exactly.
My boyfriend's
She's
boyfriend.
jealous. She's jealous of every female cat in this book, and it drives me nuts. Gray Stripe shows up, and she's like, cool. My boyfriend has his boyfriend back.
Yeah, there's like the Parks and Rec thing where it's like, these are my two gay boyfriends. Well, I forget what it is. It's funny.
This is my boyfriend, and this is my boyfriend's boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it said something. Yeah.
Something
Whale Shark
like that,
Galaxy said the same thing. That scene from Parks and Rec. We're all on the same page. We're all thinking about Parks and Rec.
So, Zay, you say that this book is a little lighter on the gay content. It's full of gay content. If you got a broken brain like me, baby, it's all gay. But specifically, towards the beginning of the book, when Gray Stripe like shows up for the first time, they describe the water gleaming off of his fur, and it's like that scene of just like coming out of the water, just like glistening. Yeah. I could picture that it immediately, just so clearly. Talked about him butting Fireheart affectionately, and it's like, okay, bud. Fireheart's heart ached watching Gray Stripe run away. Keep it in your friggin' pants, dude. Okay?
Keep it in your fur.
Keep it in your friggin' fur. Keep it sheathed, my guy.
Yeah, there are some moments.
Never say that again.
I was gonna move past it. I was gonna try.
Cat anatomy.
I'm setting a boundary. If you say that again, I'm removing you from the call.
Just the word, or the whole phrase?
The whole phrase. You can say sheath, I guess, but
sheath.
I think we should take that.
I think sheath is probably pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like. Mila said, "Keep it in your primordial pouch," which I do like.
I'm okay with that.
I fucking love that. Only paws for cats. Whale Shark Galaxy. Hell yeah.
Only paws.
Yeah. Only ferns.
Yeah, only furs.
Yeah, love that. Can we talk about the disability representation in this book?
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you want to take it?
No, go ahead, because I'm curious to see what you have to say.
So when we first were looking at Snow Kit, which is unfortunately the kit that was grabbed by the hawk, which is so fucking terrible, because if anyone knows anything about nature, pets picked up like that are immediately kind of ripped apart. Like that, there's not a chance that we're gonna see Snow Kit again. Mm-hmm. But when we're first being introduced to Snow Kit, who's being jumped on by Bramble Kit at the time, and the way that he talks and stuff, I was like, is this cat autistic? Like, doesn't know like social cues? Like, I couldn't really tell what was what until they tested and were like, oh, this is a deaf kit. And then his mom was trying to train him how to hunt, and it was so sad. I wish he was still around. So like, not the greatest representation that a deaf cat can't be a part of this clan. But then Bright Paw / Lost Face, which is such a cruel name. This is going to go into some other stuff that I want to talk about, but the way that Cloudtail was just like, I love him so much. I've really turned around on him. Like, he is a disability advocate. He wants to help train Lost Face. He was like, when he tells her that she'll always be beautiful to him, I started welling up with tears. And just so beautiful. And the way that this is huge. Him being like, I'm never calling you that. Yeah. I'm never saying that to your face. Like, that's
to your
huge.
lost face.
Your lost face. Like, a name that your clan leader gives you, and he's like, I'm not going to do that. That's a big fucking deal. Also, Atheist King. Him being like, StarClan. People are like, thanks StarClan for this. And he's like, thanks StarClan. Thank us. We did it.
Our opinions on that are so diverged. With him being an atheist. Yeah, because I'm like, StarClan objectively exists.
Yeah. So, that's why I think it's hilarious for him to be
being like, I don't believe in him. I'm like, okay, well, this is a little bit of a different situation.
I think it's very funny because he says it. He does that like a couple times, and there's at one point where another cat is like, as if they're like considering that to be maybe feasible.
And that's how he becomes a warrior, because Blue Star's like, I like this cat who hates God.
He hates StarClan. And he's like, I don't think they exist.
He's like, I don't hate them. It's not real.
Yeah, I just don't care about them. It was in my notes too. Cloudtail's arc is so good that we see him being like a good warrior. We see him helping out. Like at the beginning of the book, he's helping out the clan. He's putting in his share. He's like taking things on. He is doing what is needed for the clan and listening and like being a part of the group. And then his reaction to Brightpaw, Lost Face is so good. Like he is just like, I am by your side and I will do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I had a different reaction, I think, to Snow Kit. In that
you were glad that this cat was killed.
No,
you're like good.
I feel like I think it would have been interesting to see a deaf cat. Obviously, that's like a deaf wild cat in the Warrior Cats clan that's going to be a struggle.
Cat sign language? Can you believe? Like that would be awesome. The tail swishes? Oh my god.
Be amazing. Instead, the way it's portrayed, when they're trying to figure out what's up with Cloudkit, like why he's not reacting in the same way, it's almost played as if, and this is even after they reveal that he's deaf, it's almost played as if he's mentally slow as well.
Yeah.
And it feels like really weird. It's like, well, he's disabled, so he can't be like the other cats. And it just, I don't know, it really grated on me for some reason. And then he basically only exists in the book so that he can get caught by a hawk and Blue Star can be like, well, this is an omen from StarClan. It's such a minor part. It's really the only reason he's there. It did not have to be a deaf cat. It could have just been a kit who didn't listen.
Well, that's true. It did kind of have to be a deaf cat, though, because they were saying there's a hawk. Like, they were calling out to him, like, and he couldn't hear and didn't know.
It could have been a kit who got injured and couldn't move fast. It could have been a kit who doesn't listen.
Yeah.
It could have
injured
been
and couldn't move fast is kind of the same problem, though. No,
it's
still
or caught. It could have been caught in something. Like there could be any reason why it can't
the gorse is gone.
Yeah, I feel like I get what you're saying. I feel like the feeling of a cat like having something happen to them that he couldn't do anything about is different than a cat being like, I'm just not listening and I'm playing. Like, that feels like a very different emotional beat where, like, it feels more like frustrating or kind of mad. At least I would be. I would be like, that fucking kitten should have, like, they said hawk and should have run away, as opposed to, like, a cat that, you know, like, just couldn't hear and, like, wasn't.
I mean, there's other ways you can make it a tragedy, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also not even that necessary for Blue Star's arc. Like, it's not any of the things that push her over.
Yeah.
It just kind of shows, like, where she's at with, like, I hate StarClan.
Yeah.
So it really feels like they were like, well, we're just going to throw that in as an explanation and be like, well, a deaf cat can't be part of the clan.
Yeah, that's true. I always have a hard time with books like this where it's like they are cats. So like in the human world, things can, like, the world can be made to be more accessible, but these are wild cats living in the woods. So if the takes on disability are not the most nuanced, it's because the world they live in is like so different, where like things are constantly swooping out of the sky to kill them and like that.
I feel the same way. Sorry, Mel, but I feel the same way, except like there's fucking magic in this. Like one of the cats has 9 lives. And
yeah, that's true.
Books for middle graders kids. Like you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like you can, if the cats invent tail sign language, like nobody's gonna be like, well, that took me out of the immersion of the magical
No,
cat.
I don't think that, but
100%.
acknowledging that, like, often the cats go out hunting alone, and so having a cat that, like, is deaf, like, it is inherently more dangerous for them, like, in this world. Like Mila just said scent and wind, feeling on their fur, which is true, but, like,
Feeling the
oftentimes
ground.
they mention, like, cats sneaking up on each other, and, like, if you can't hear, that's, like, just one more avenue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
But I feel like we get that with like Cinderpelt, who also can't hunt in the same way.
Yeah.
But she becomes the medicine cat.
Right.
And like she's
Yeah.
the best character in this book.
Yeah.
I would like to really echo like what you're saying, Zay. Like, this is a fictional book. You could write this any way you want to write it. It's like when people say the argument in D&D that there can't be wheelchair users in D&D, and it's like, no, there fucking can be. Actually, you can. That's true. You can make that be the case. You can make it so that a deaf cat could live in this fictional clan.
Yeah,
this book for middle schoolers.
That's true. I totally understand where both of you are coming from. My opinion on like fiction is like it's great when people choose to make fiction that has like things where it's like, yeah, these people can like, you know, disabled people can live and exist in this society, and like it's fiction, we can write whatever. I also think there is sometimes a place for like books like this where it's like they're cats, they're living in the woods, like they're pretty brutal books. Like a lot of kittens died even when they weren't disabled. So like it's one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, like I agree. I don't like disagree with what either of you are saying. I personally thought that it fit like the genre and wasn't like didn't have like beef with it, if that makes sense.
You liked it.
I'm the problematic one.
You like the kit getting killed.
And you know what?
You liked that it was a deaf cat specifically.
God forbid someone like dark stories. You know, the world right now is trying to sanitize everything. I think we should be allowed to engage with dark content. And it says nothing about your character. Me unironically believing something but acting like I'm joking. But no, I get what both of you are saying. I just, it's a book club, so I feel like I should say like, yeah, I like agree with you, but also like I have my own take.
Hot take.
Same.
Hot take.
Like, I see where you're coming from.
Let's see, what else things should we...
I have only one last note in mind that I want to hit on. Mm-hmm. So like the other books, I was pretty mad about the communication in this one.
Yeah.
Especially about Tiger Star killing Greypool. There was no fucking reason not to be like, this guy just killed her. Like, there was no reason to not talk about that. Except for when Fireheart talks to Bramblekit and Tommykit. I think that went as well as it could have.
Yeah.
Like, it happened before anyone else had a chance to talk to them. There was that moment where it seemed like Tiger Star was going to get to talk to them ahead of time and like really poison their minds. And the fact that it was able to happen before anyone else could get to them felt like a huge step in the right direction. I don't think that they're going to stop doing this kind of bad communication in books going forward. I think that's pretty much their bread and butter for for having conflict.
Yeah.
But also the reaction that Bramblekit had in that moment, where he's like pointing out to Fireheart, like, you feel this way about me. I see how you look at me.
Yeah.
Gave me real Kovu vibes. If anyone's familiar with was it Lion King 2?
I think so.
Not 2.5.
I think it's Lion
King. Yeah,
it's Lion King. Because 1.5
Simba's
is
pride.
during... Isn't Lion King 1.5 like set during the first one? That's why it's 1.5.
Right. So Lion King 2, because Kovu is the son of Scar, and so people are like, "Well, you're, evil as clear as a scar on his face,"
Yeah.
Looking at Bramblekit that way, I bet he's going to be a great warrior.
Bramblekit? I think he's gonna be like Anakin. I think he's gonna be evil.
Oh,
I worry.
I really hope it's not, because I don't want Fireheart to be right about this, because he spent like 2 books being like, that fucking cat, he's got his dad's eyes, he must be evil. And I'm like, if he's right about
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna be pissed.
I think Bramblekit's going to become evil because of how he's treated by other cats. That's my suspicion.
I think
That means
Bramblekit's gonna kill his dad.
Oh, that'd be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. He seems like he loves his dad so much.
I don't know. I did really like that conversation,
Yeah.
and the way Fireheart does his best to be factual and unbiased, and then yeah, Bramblepaw's still like, I've seen that the way you look at me, you fucking hate me.
Yeah. I like that. In the interest of time, I guess we should probably move on to lines we liked.
Uh, Actually, yeah, I can fit that in the lines because I don't have a lot of
Okay.
others. So, because I have one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Well, go for it then with your thing and your lines you liked.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because I had a couple other lines I liked, but I think both of you have them in yours. The one is less a line I liked. More, we talked previously about how we felt like the cat should be able to say bitch. Because it really felt like they wanted to. There's one line where Cloudtail is talking about Blue Star, and he's like, if she doesn't like it, she can go eat snails or something like that. But the way he pauses, it sounds so bad, like he wants to say she can suck my dick. It was all I could think. And I just think the cat should be able to say suck my dick too.
Yeah.
Don't say it, Melanie.
What?
I just saw a glimmer in your eye.
Keep it in your...
No! I said if you say it again, I'm
didn't.
removing you
I
from
stopped.
the call. Okay,
I stopped myself.
Say the lines you liked.
Okay. This isn't the prompt, but I want to say a line that I hated. That I wrote in my notes. I was like, the opposite of liked this. Fireheart breathed in her scent, rejoicing in the warmth of her body. Fuck that. Rejoicing in the warmth of her body? I get the sentiment, and that's all nice, but I hate that.
I loved it.
It's bad.
Ugh. Okay. The lines I did like, though, at the beginning when Tiger Star is talking about what he's going to do for ShadowClan, he says he's going to make ShadowClan well and strong again, which that would be Maswasa.
Yeah.
Maswasa.
He could just say make ShadowClan healthy again, so it would be like the RFK thing.
I'm now,
Mashak.
just real quickly, I'm imagining Tiger Star with RFK's voice, so that's going to be fun to read the next book.
Oh, I hate that. That's terrible. A line that I did like, Fireheart at one point says, there is always something that a cat can do as long as he has courage and loyalty. And I think that that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a good line.
I had Fireheart was talking to why can't I remember her name? Even though I love her. The medicine cat.
Cinderpelt.
Cinderpelt. After she came back from seeing StarClan, and the line was, Fireheart felt she was moving far away from him into a land of shadows and dreams where he could not follow her. I love how like the medicine cats are described, where it's like they're kind of already like one paw into like StarClan and like another world, and I really like that. And then also, I forgot to write down who said this. I think maybe it was Fireheart, but some people were making fun of Gray Stripe, I think, and he said, "Ignore them. They keep their brains in their tails." I love. Oh, we didn't mention this is another Cherith Baldry book, which I do think I like how she writes the cats a little bit more. It seems like her books usually have more stuff like that. Like last book we read by her, they had like more like I think that was the one where they, instead of saying like a dog and pony show, they like said it was like a fish and something. I don't remember what it was. There was like some turn
fish
of phrase.
and mouse story.
Yeah, which I really liked. What did we rate this one?
I gave it 9 out of 9 lives, baby. This one had it all. It had romance, it had death, a lot of it, and dogs. What more could you want? I don't know. Like I was saying to Taylor and to Margot at the beginning of this, like I kind of sped through this to get it done because I I left this off to the last minute,
Mm-hmm.
so I might have missed some things. But like I I don't know what more could this book have given me. It gave me a lot, and
Yeah.
was some good lines, some good performance of those lines. I was happy.
Yeah, I did 4 out of 5 blue stars. Overall, I liked the plot. I am kind of a sucker for tragedy. There were some limitations of the book that are grating on me. I didn't mention it earlier, but there were some things that were not uh continuity errors, but just like in the one of the other books, Speckled Tail or whatever was like, I'm never telling the kittens who their dad is, and then in this book she was like, you should tell them, which is fine if she changed her mind, but it just seems like sometimes between books, cats will
Yeah.
all of a sudden just like do something different. I have something as a hiss that I'll mention when we get to Person of Hiss too, that kept me from like a full 5 out of 5, but I did really enjoy this one.
On the other hand, gave it 2 out of 4 clans. There are some parts I really like, but this felt to me like another one of the like spin the wheels books. The main threat is the dogs, which show up first in this book and are only
Yeah.
in this book. They don't get any characterization. They are just a big threat, and they really don't actually. They're in the prologue and then they're in the background until like the last 2 chapters of the book. I I see why they have to get everything in place for the 6th book. This is the one where Blue Star is going to die,
Mm-hmm.
but it just feels to me like there's a lot of and to get to that point, we get a lot of people like, well, I can't tell them about this for no reason, and
Yeah.
that, or like, what could pack mean? What does kill mean? It has to be one dog. I don't know what it could be for like 20 chapters. If
Yeah.
Fireheart was a little less stupid, this book could have been wrapped up in 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think they're never gonna get less stupid. I think it's always gonna be a little dumb.
I think they're just kind of dumb.
That kind of goes, I'll do my Person of Hiss next because that kind of goes into something I was thinking about this book with my hiss. So Purr, I did like Blue Star getting some redemption and having like a catharsis, kind of having some lucidity before she died. We didn't talk about it. I really liked Sandstorm and Fireheart's reconciliation, and they said that they loved each other. I thought that was really cute. In a book where cats don't kiss and the books don't show them having sex, I feel like that was handled like as
Yeah.
satisfying and romantic as I would want it to be. I also really liked that this book was like written kind of like a horror like book. Like the description where like in some parts of it it was like really horrific, like when they find Swiftpaw and Brightpaw, it's like very horrific in like a good way. Like it felt like, oh, this is like satisfying and like interesting and like scary in like a way that's fitting for like the genre of book. So I really like
You
that.
know what? I didn't say it before, but like there's the part where Tiger Star kills, they find Brindleface's body.
Yeah.
I literally got goosebumps down both my legs. I was like, he is bloodthirsty. He's bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
He is, it's like chilling
Yeah.
Yeah.
how
And how-
hungry he is for the death of all of ThunderClan.
Yeah,
That's
and
so scary.
Greypool dying was like very chilling. Like that was really upsetting. But like I liked it. Sniff, Blue Star is dead, which was of course very sad, but I'm hoping that having her bad leadership out of the way will give Fireheart the ability to pull ThunderClan from this tailspin, because things are going pretty poorly for ThunderClan. Hiss, I realized during this book the series suffers from having only Fireheart as a main character, because there are so many scenes where the plot has to move forward. Like, I'm finding that I like the plot things that are happening. I don't like that Fireheart sees them and says nothing. But if Fireheart said something, those plot elements wouldn't happen, so the books would be worse. If Fireheart was constantly like every bad thing that could happen, he's thwarting it, that would be kind of boring. But also, we don't know that those things are happening if we don't see them from Fireheart's perspective, except for the prologues. Everything else is in his perspective. So the amount of like, I think we talked about in like previous episodes that the main editor of the books wanted this to be like a lot of like political kind of intrigue and like a lot of things like that. And it makes me think of like Game of Thrones, which is written from like 30 different perspectives. Like we have a lot of different characters, and like, so if there was somebody in like, you know, Shadow Clan, or if even another cat, like even if we got like Darkstripe, like his perspective of things, that doesn't really fit with like that wouldn't work for them to all of a sudden be doing that in this book. But I think a lot of the gripes that we consistently have are because they've cemented themselves in Fireheart's perspective. So it's like we have to see those things through him, but he can't stop them from happening. So that's my hiss.
Do we think that will ever happen? That they'll have multiple perspectives?
I hope so, but I don't know.
I kind of suspect that maybe not even in the next series, but I feel like at some point they'll have to get to that.
I hope so.
Yeah, it would be nice to have books that are like chapter by chapter are different cats' perspectives, because that would clear up a lot of stuff where like one cat could know something and have a reason, like they're a part of something, so they have like a reason to not tell everyone else. So yeah, that's my person of hiss. Whoever wants to can go next.
You want to go, Margot?
Sure, I can go. Purr, I do like that Fireheart continues to step up and make some decisions. He's not always right, but he is like, we talked before, we thought that he was just going to end up becoming clan leader like by default. And that is the case. Like the other deputies die, Blue Star dies, but he does take leader. Like Blue Star's not acting as a leader at all in this book until like the very end. And even then, the plan to fight the dogs is Fireheart's. He comes up with that.
Good plan.
He brokers a truce. Like a lot of what happens in this book is because Fireheart chooses to do things. I also love Cloudtail's redemption, like we talked about, and in general, just the cat. Like outside of like our main villains and Fireheart, the other cats are great. I love getting to see Ravenpaw. Cinderpelt is my favorite at this point. She has taken Yellowfang's place like in every way. She's not as grumpy, but like she'll call Fireheart out on his shit. It's so good. I love it. Sniff, despite the complaints I have, I am really excited about the next book. Like everything's in place. It's the last one of the arc. I know originally this was the only arc they were planning to write, so this is like, I don't know at what point they figured that out, they were going to do more than just this arc, but this should be a big one. Are we going to get a war? Revenge on Tiger Star? Who's going to die? I'm excited.
Yeah.
I also want to see Lost Face maybe get an arc. I think I hope that she's in more because I think that could be really interesting.
I hope Tiger Star, or not Tiger Star, I hope Fireheart/Firestar gives her a new name.
I wrote that down too. I really hope that's one of the first things that happens in this next book.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I'm curious to see. My hiss, I talked about this a little bit, but I wish Blue Star's death had been against a bigger or more iconic threat. Like, it's nice. The sacrifice is fun. It's a good ending to her storyline. Again, I think my problem is just that the dogs are invented and thrown in for this book to just be a threat. I kind of struggle with the fact that she just basically shows up to jump into one, and it's not like a fun, dramatic fight. We also, that last moment is like a little bit undercut by Fireheart becoming leader, I feel like. You kind of have to, because it's the end of the book, and like that is what it means, is our main character is now the leader. But I kind of wish we'd gotten a chance to linger on that death a little bit more.
This is very fun because I feel so differently from you about that. Like last book with the Yellowfang dying, I think Taylor, you were saying that you found that to be like satisfying, like a satisfying death. And I felt really undercut by that. In the same way, I felt like her death was so noble and impactful for me. Like she's been had been declining in that way. So like my purr is that I loved how her death played out. Like she hadn't been showing up as a leader and had like you could tell how disappointed Fireheart had been, even though he like really loved her and looked up to her. And she comes pile driving in, knocks this dog off of him that's about to kill him. That's huge. Like she sacrifices her last life for him, and she gets to that moment of like with her kits to like tell them what they mean to her. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Like I really loved it. I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
And I really loved Cloudtail's arc as well. I think it's Cinderpelt and then Cloudtail are like my favorites now.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. My sniff is that I'm interested in Tiger Star getting his ass handed to him at some point. I think that's going to be really good. Which I guess it's going to happen next book, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think we've had stuff spoiled for us where there's like some kind of showdown between him and Fireheart, right? There has to be.
I haven't had anything spoiled, but I would assume. Yeah.
I assume there is.
Maybe I'm just thinking that would make sense for
maybe you had like a dream.
Yeah, I had a prophetic dream actually that happened.
Spotted Leaf came to you.
Speaking of the prophetic dreams, is it only medicine cats that can come to people in dreams? Because that's the only thing we've seen, that and Yellowfang. We haven't seen other cats.
So I think that is one of their powers. Other cats can have prophetic dreams, but I think only medicine cats can visit.
Are dreamwalkers.
Yeah.
Blue Star does seem to see Oakheart as she's dying. I don't know if that's because she's dying
They're welcoming
or
her
what,
into Star
but
Clan, right?
there is a moment where she's like dying and she says something about seeing Oakheart.
Yeah, but that's not a dream. That's her dying.
It's not a dream.
Was that not when she saw her son? Was that not when she saw Stonefur? And she, or I might be getting confused.
Could be. It could be that
she talked to them, but then as she's like actually dying, she like saw Oakheart welcoming her to the afterlife.
To Star Clan.
Yeah. Hiss, things not being said out loud. Share information. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad. Like, communication is so important to me as an autistic person. And you just say the things. Anyways.
Yeah.
Should I go into metrics?
Yeah, go into metrics.
Okay. Warrior cat name. No, don't have one. But we have been talking about with Zay having Piss Hiss as a name and making up maybe Piss Clan as her fake clan. I'm like, what do I gotta do to get in this clan? What kind of fucked up little name do I gotta make to get in this clan?
Whoa, you're immediately a traitor to Piss Clan by calling it fake.
Fake clan?
Piss Star is unpleased.
It better be a good fucking name.
Piss Star will remember this.
Cat presentation level, it's the same. It's at a 2. I got my little cat eyeliner. I got my little cat ears. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Show me your kitties." Mm-hmm. And I'm wearing my merch, but the merch doesn't count.
I think the merch should count. You paid money to get custom.
If anyone saw these booty shorts outside of this, they wouldn't be like, that's warrior cats.
But maybe someday.
That's because the line doesn't come from warrior cats. The line comes from warrior chats.
True. And maybe someday people will be like, the iconic line from Warrior Chats. My favorite podcast.
Podcast. My cat mentality level, it's the same at a 2. I need to start napping more. I'm so tired. I got to get that up to a 3 at least. I gotta be more
Yeah.
cat-like this next month.
Mm-hmm.
Warrior level, I'm actually down to a 1. I've been more of a lover and not a fighter this month, so feeling okay about that. Immersion level, I'm at a 2. I feel like I've been talking about warrior cats a lot this month, but and like hissing at my cats the same amount that I normally do to make them stop doing the things that they do.
Yeah.
I think I'm not doing much more than that. Yeah, that's where I'm
at. For me, warrior cat name, no. I was trying to think of names as funny as Piss Hiss. Pussyfoot does fit the naming convention.
I like it.
Which is not my name, but it is a name.
Oh, is it?
It's not.
Is it not?
My cat presentation. See, I'm doing what Zay didn't do, and I'm immediately moving on. Zay protested too much.
You're not pussyfooting around, are you?
I'm not. I'm not pussyfooting around.
Taylor,
so you put
it in the outline.
Yeah, because it's funny, but it's not my name. Maybe it could be Melanie's name. That sounds like a name fitting for Piss Clan. Pussyfoot. My cat presentation level is a 2. Melanie just put TTS in chat but forgot to write a message.
It actually hit. I got these dumb fingers.
She thinks if she just writes TTS, it'll know what she wants Chat Rat to say.
Taylor's name is Pussyfoot.
Well, Chat Rat, actually, I think you forgot what I can do. The most powerful move of all, which is silence and destroy you.
Well, but he
now
said
who's
it.
protesting?
And now I'm protesting.
Can't take it back.
My cat mentality level is 2. My warrior mentality is a 1. I don't know. I'm not that fighty. My immersion level, though, is a 3. Because I visited a friend this past weekend, who had a stray cat outside their house that they were trying to like find a home for, and like they're feeding the cat and stuff. And I could not stop thinking about this guy's warrior life. They talked about how he like used to live at this other house. Wait, how are you still? Oh, chat can't hear that. only we heard. Mother, please, because I silenced chat rat. But I forgot I would have muted for you guys.
Taylor's silencing free speech now.
I am. Wow. I am silencing free speech. I can't remember which like input chat rat is on, so I can't.
That we know of.
Hang on, I'm just gonna silence all these other inputs so nobody can hear chat rat. My friends were talking about how the cat had been at like some other house where there were like a lot of cats, and they said that he like showed up to their house and was like really injured, and like now he was like healthy and stuff. And so I was just thinking about like warrior cats, and I was like, what would his cat name be? And like just thinking about it a lot. So immersion level I think is at a 3. Also, I was doing the thing where I just kept talking about warrior cats, and in my head I was like, I don't want to be doing this either, but I can't stop. Just anytime I'm interested in something, I'm like, I hate that I'm doing this too.
It's happening. We're doing it.
Zay, how are you feeling?
Yeah. So warrior cat name, no, but Piss Hiss does keep coming up no matter what I do. So
we'll see. I posted, honestly, I posted the clip to TikTok, and it didn't really do as well as a lot of the other clips. So maybe the people of TikTok don't agree that Piss Hiss is
the internet
funny.
has spoken.
Yeah,
they weren't there.
Is not my true name.
They weren't there for it.
Cat presentation level up to a 1.5. I do have the ears, but these are borrowed, so I don't know. Does that count? Cat mentality level I feel like is down to a 1 this month. I just don't feel like I've been very cat-like. I think I should be more cat-like. Keeping warrior level at 2 though. Oh, I love the fights in these books, honestly. We need more of them. Immersion level, I did put it 2 because I didn't feel ready to bump it up to 3, but it is. Number 1, I did listen to this book in large chunks, like enraptured. Also had a similar conversation, Taylor, we had my partner's supervisor over for dinner a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about cats, like our actual cats, and then Warrior Cats came up, had to explain what Warrior Cats was, had to explain what I was doing with the Warrior Cats podcast. She now uses the word kitty pet, unironically, I think. So, despite her hatred of it at first,
it's a good word.
It's a bad word, but you can't get rid of it once you hear it. It is a mind worm.
It's actually a mind virus, yeah.
Taylor, you mentioning going to a friend's house and meeting like an outdoor cat there. I visited Margot in August and met an outdoor cat there. And after you wrote that, I was like, huh, I wonder what his little life was like over there.
Oh, August and I have talked about it.
You're being cheered.
Yeah. Hambo, right?
Hambo is the name that's his two-leg name.
Yeah.
I don't know what his warrior name.
Which is kind of an act of violence that you gave him a two-leg name.
I didn't know what else to call him.
Yeah, that's fair.
He wouldn't tell me his name.
He was meowing it to you, but you just couldn't understand. He was meowing, pack, kill, kill, kill.
Bloodpaw.
My name's Bloodpaw.
My name is Gorse. Gorse Tail.
Gorse Claw. Amazing. As far as plugs, I just have one thing to plug, which is next week, on September 3rd, is the first episode of the new actual play that I'm running and producing. It's called Harpies. If you like me talking about this kind of cringe media franchise, get ready for Harpies, because it's a Glee-inspired actual play, and we're playing Monster Hearts. So it's like Glee if the teenagers were actual monsters, and also there was no actual singing, because I'm a good producer. I'm not a good enough producer to figure out how to make remote actual singing performances work, and also not get copyright claimed. So that's going to be 8 weeks, incredible, starting next week. 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. And yeah, we're gonna see if they can get to regionals.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
I'm very excited.
Do you want to also promote your community night that's coming up?
Oh yes, I should also say that. Yeah. For people who are in the Discord, which if you're not, do I have this turned on? If you want to participate in game nights, hang out offline, have more say in what happens on stream, talk about the Warrior Cats books, because we do have a channel specifically for that. You can join my Discord server. We do community nights the first Monday of every month, which is this coming Monday for this month, and we're gonna play Peak. So 4 people, I think, can play. So if you don't want to play and you just want to hang out and watch, there'll be people hanging out and watching. That's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I think last time we played like 2 or 3 rounds. I can't remember. So yeah, I think that's all of the plugs that we have. Oh no, Zay, you had one that did you want to plug?
No,
Zay, you have to.
I absolutely do not have to.
Your game is so good, and I need you to talk about it.
Okay, real quick. Shortly before we got on the call, my brother sent me a game that is. I'm not going to name the game. I'm not going to name whoever made it because I'm not actually attacking this person. It is very similar to one of my ideas, one of my games, Totally Normal Human Roommates. So if you want the original award-winning game about humans or monsters who pretend to be humans, check out Totally Normal Human Roommates or any of my other games on my itch. Or honestly, if you don't want to support itch or Stripe right now, just message me on social media. I will send it to you.
Ooh.
Also, you can check out on Taylor's YouTube the recording of us playing that game however many years ago at this point, but it's one of the most fun I've ever had on this stream. And I have fun all the time.
3 years, I
believe. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, Kitty Pots and Warrior Cats, that's our episode for today. You can find us online. I'm Roll for Felicity. Melanie is Lemony Drews. And Zay is Wild J Blue. Until next time, may StarClan guide you and keep your eyes peeled for Shadow Clan warriors. Bye.